You've made it! Your child is responsible, practices regularly, with some reminding, and understands the importance of hard work. But your teacher wants you to keep coming to the lessons. Why is this important? And what do you do during these lessons? Join me in Adventures in Suzuki Parenting. Hi, I'm Jody St. Clair, and this is Adventures in Suzuki Parenting. I create videos with practice tips, conquering challenges, and resources for a great practice experience. Subscribe to get new tips every week. And you can also find us on Facebook, where we often have discussion about what's going on with our current practice. I believe that continuing support through the teen years is very important. As a parent of a teen, I'd love to hear what topics you want to tackle. So please comment down below and let us know what videos you would like to see. You can also send me a message or an email anytime by going to our website, suzukiparenting.com. Because it's so important, I've also created a playlist with just the videos that include topics for teens. I want to start by saying that this topic varies greatly between parents and teachers and the teens themselves. Some teachers want the parents to be in the lesson still, and some teachers don't mind. Some teachers may even want you to be out of the lesson. So the first place to go is to talk to your teacher about whatever your situation happens to be. But today I'm going to be making the argument for staying in the lesson, because I think that that's the thing that it feels a little bit more odd, not kind of the normal. Why do I still need to be in this lesson if I'm not really practicing with my teen anymore? That kind of thing. As a teacher, I personally have gone both ways. I've had students who still have their parents in the lesson all the way through, and I've had students who it just was better to have the parent out of the lesson, and it gave the teen some ownership and freedom around their lessons. Let's say your teacher still wants you to be coming to the lesson, but you feel like it's unnecessary and you're not sure why the teacher is asking you to do this. Here are a few reasons that may be helpful for you to continue to attend. The first, and probably the biggest, is that it shows support. I think that this is a huge reason to keep going to lessons. Your teen may seem like they are pushing you further and further away, but they are still wanting the support of their parent. You can't totally just go by the fact that they are trying to become a young adult and gain their own independence to inform how much or how little you're involved. Just like with young children, showing your support is really best when it's specific. So the general good job, that was really nice, really just doesn't work. It doesn't work for teens. It doesn't work for young kids. It just is not. They're going to see through that. They're going to be like, oh yeah, whatever. You don't really understand, that kind of thing. So the best is when it's something really specific, and that's going to bring us into the second reason why it's really great to continue to come to lessons for your teen. The second reason is just having that knowledge of what is going on and what is important. And so even if you're not really taking a very active role in the lessons, or you're not really even taking notes anymore, you being there really helps. You just have this knowledge of what to say and what is going on. So I'd say even more so if you're not a musical person yourself, if you don't play an instrument. So if the teacher is working on something with your child and you end up seeing or hearing that your child is really working on that thing in their practice, you can then say to them over the dinner table, wow, I heard that scale you were working on during your lesson and it's really getting a lot better. Good job. The good job is not bad. It's just not really great when it's all on its own. So you really want to accompany that with something specific that they're doing well. So having the knowledge of what's going on in the lesson and what's being worked on will really give you the ability to give specific encouragement to your teen, which they still really want and maybe need as they go through that stage of becoming an adult. Having the knowledge of what's going on in the lesson can also inform you of other things like important events in the studio or things that are important for scheduling. So even if your teen is doing a lot of their own scheduling, which by the time, if they're into the high school years, junior or senior, we want to be seeing them handling some of that scheduling. Even if they're doing that kind of stuff, just you there to support them in that can make a big difference. I'm going to share with a quote with you, which I think is often used for parents of young children, but I think it applies really nicely here. Listen earnestly to anything your children want to tell you, no matter what. If you don't listen eagerly to the little stuff when they are little, they won't tell you the big stuff when they are big, because to them, all of it has always been big stuff. This is from Catherine M. Wallace. Even though your child is not little anymore, I think that this sentiment still applies. It's about being present for the everyday kind of stuff so that when they have bigger problems or bigger questions or larger things to tackle as they enter into adulthood, they are ready to still come to you for the questions and support that they may need. So what is a parent going to do during that lesson? We've talked a lot about why it might be good to come to the lesson, but what are you going to do? This again is going to vary a lot depending on your teacher, your child. You may still be doing a note-taking role. That does really sometimes help for things to be more efficient. Although it also is good for the child to be doing their own note-taking so that they're learning how to do that, and it helps them remember things better when they've written it down themselves. So if you're not doing the note-taking role, you get to relax. Maybe you bring a book and you just read the book while you're having this lesson. Maybe you just sit and enjoy the music and be present in that moment. You'll have to kind of see what the teacher is wanting to create in their studio culturally and what they feel like is important. But, you have a little bit of freedom, even if you're just coming to the lesson to listen. And what a wonderful gift to be able to listen to the music that your child is making. Either way, what you're doing by showing up, by bringing them to their lessons, by helping remind them to practice, is showing that you care. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you can hear and see our practicing tips every week. I create videos for any age, any stage, and any instrument. Thank you for joining me in this musical parenting journey. Happy practicing.